What is going on, folks? It's Jacob coming at you with another video. In this one, I'm going to talk to you about how just this week I was able to have a $25,000 day in my coaching business. And as the title suggests, that's signing any new clients. Okay, it may seem crazy, it may seem impossible. Goes without saying, no sales calls. You know how we do it. None of those big free strategy sessions. So I wanted to share this with you because this is how we do things, and it's very, very different from the norm in the coaching industry. And we're going to dive into a lot today. I'm going to give you the kind of full background on all this and proof and all that kind of jazz, of course. I want to talk to you about what most people don't understand about being able to retain clients for the long term. And that lack of understanding is costing people hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. And there's actually some really, really simple tweaks that you can make to tap into that profit. I want to talk to you about the reality when you're actually good at what you do and you understand how this works, and then give you guys some action items. If you're a good coach, you can go and absolutely fucking crush it with this in your back pocket. Okay, so as I said, this is our goal. How I pulled in 25K in my coaching business in 24 hours without any sales calls and without having to sign any new clients, right? So let's take notes. So quick proof, Cass, Zeki, 2 long-time clients. Cass just signed up for a 2nd year working with me. Zeki just signed up for his 3rd year working with me, which makes me incredibly, incredibly happy. Aside from the obvious financial benefits of working with clients long term, which we're going to talk more about in a second, what I've found is from an enjoyment and fulfillment perspective, working with people long term it's just the best, right? Because you get to go really deep, you get to know their business really well, you get to know them really well, and it's just a ton of fun rather than franking through a huge book of clients month after month, and really only scratching the surface in terms of what's possible, right? And that may be okay for people who only really have a surface level understanding of their area. But I've been doing this for a long time at this point. We've done a lot of different stuff, and we've got pretty cool results, and I've helped a lot of people. And so there's a lot that we can do together, which gives us the runway to be able to work together for years, right? So depends on where you sit in terms of the depth of knowledge that you've got in your field, right? So the program that these guys are in is my inner circle. Okay, this is where I work closely with private clients. There's a one-to-one component. There's a mastermind component. We do a couple of different things. Ideally, we're helping folks grow up to 50K a month, getting off long, free strategy sessions, so they don't have to fill up their calendar all day in order to get clients. And we also focus on building MRR, building monthly recurring revenue, which we're going to talk about a bit in this one because it plays a key part in what we're talking about. Okay, I've been running the Inner Circle since July 2021, and right now, at the time I'm filming this, I'm in the process of updating everything, giving it all a big refresh. Upgraded support systems, improving the mastermind experience. We just had a dude come in and speak who's personally sold over $100 million in coaching. He came and spoke to the folks. Really, really small mastermind call. It was amazing. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of improving the mastermind experience. I'm in the process of building our new core curriculum. They get everything that I've done, like literally everything: marketing, sales, acquisition, back end, campaigns, launches, everything you need, and everything that I've done from pulling over $4 million in coaching sales. And then everything that we're doing right now, right? We're always experimenting. We're always trying new things. And as stuff works, and I distill down the best bits and hook them up with it so they can run with it, right? And so this is where Cass and Zeki are. And that's what they've just extended in for their 3rd and 2nd years, respectively. Okay, now I just want to add to, this is not normal in this industry, in this coaching, consulting, online business game that we all play in. This is not normal, right? There's a very conscious and concerted effort to make this happen, okay? And that's what I want to talk to you about, right? So here's what most people don't understand, right? Most of the coaching industry has these 90-day-ish programs. They're hyper-focused on upfront cash, which is fine to a degree, but has some issues associated with it, right? And they sign someone up, right? Let's say they get 5K. They drop someone into a huge group. That person gets lost in the group, and then that's basically the end of it, right? So the solution here for them, right, is they get more clients because they want to make more money. But because of the structure, they have to get more people, there's more costs, then they have to take on more clients in order to cover those costs. And then that leads to more staff and, so on and so forth, right? If they're being dropped into a group and they're getting, support, and they've got to hire more coaches and do more calls and more delivery and all that kind of stuff, right? It's just like bigger. And look, this is the best that some people can do. Like I said before, like if you've only got really surface level knowledge about your area of expertise, then maybe that's the best, right? Maybe you don't have the the ability to retain people for the long term. But if you do get your clients really good results and you know that you can help people for the long term, you're leaving so much money on the table by running this model, which I know so people may not admit it, but I know so many people in the industry are, right? So for people who are really good at what they do and care about their clients and want to look after them, it's really very possible that you can have your clients paying you 4 figures a month for years to come, right? And keep this in mind. This is something a lot of people don't understand. LTV will solve all of your traffic problems, right? If you had infinite lifetime value on each person that becomes a customer or becomes a client, all of a sudden traffic's not really an issue. And that's the issue that most people seem to run into, right? And it's understanding this that's allowed me to pull, over $4 million out of an audience of 19, 20,000 people, right? Again, not normal, but this deep understanding of audience monetization, lifetime value, and how the coaching and consulting industry really works, it's possible, right? Because you got to remember too, I come from a consulting background offline, working with multi-billion-dollar companies. So like real big offline consulting arrangements. Our smallest clients were like 500 million a year. It's a different game. And so I've been able to bring a lot of that online and understand how to play this game just at a different level. And that's what I pass on to all my clients as well. Okay, so let's dive in, right? This is the reality that you can have when you're good at what you do. There's not a ton of tactics to this, right? I'm going to touch on some action points for you in a second. There's not a ton of tactics to this. It's more about how you structure up your business, so strategically and kind of principles and frameworks, and being really fucking good at what you do and structuring your offer up in the right way and managing relationships and managing expectations and looking after people and going above and beyond. That's what drives it, right? Okay, so let's dive into what this really looks like. One, it all starts with how you sell, which people just don't think about this. They think about retention and they think about sales and they think about them as two completely different things. Okay, this industry is hell-bent on booking as many calls, as many strategy sessions as possible. That's what they coach on. It's like, yep, just fill up your calendar. There's so many issues with that it's not even funny. But the problem is that you're literally barreling people into calls, and the industry is becoming numb to this. People are fed up with it, especially people who are busy and they've got money. They don't want to. The last thing I want to do is get on a 45-minute strategy call and be probed on these questions from someone who's been hired as a closer 3 weeks ago. Like, it's bullshit. It's had its time, right? People are calling themselves marketers, but there's actually very little marketing happening. They're just running these boiler rooms, and it's this like buy or die type shit, which dies out because the cost of attention goes up, and you've got to learn to really nurture people. Okay, but without going off on that tangent, the industry is broken in terms of how they sell to people, and because this model is broken, people are stuck with this, where it's like 90 days, crank it, 90 days, crank it, 90 days, crank it, and we've got to keep putting more volume in. It starts because their sales process is fucked, right? It sets the relationship off on the wrong foot, and the longevity is compromised from day one, right? How many relationships do you think that could have, gone well out there, but because it started on the wrong foot, it never went anywhere, right? It makes sense, right? And that's like relationships in life as well. Here's the solution, straight up. You may want to hear it, you may not. Slow down. Stop trying to ram people into calls who aren't ready, right? Who aren't there, who don't know you, who don't like you, who don't trust you. It's got nothing to do with you personally. It's just that they're not there yet. They've only been in your world for 48 seconds, and you're telling them that they're not serious if they don't want to get on a strategy session in 2 days' time when they've just heard about you. It doesn't work. It's broken, right? Slow down and let your content pre-sell your audience at scale. Okay, so build a world where people can consume and let them sell themselves. Right, you go watch my videos, go follow me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, come read my emails, podcast, you can join the newsletter, whatever. Read, watch, listen for as long as you need to until one day you're going to go, today's the day. And we'll work together. That's how this game works. And when you sell like that and you only sell to people when they're 100% ready and they fully understand what you're going to do together and you're really aligned, when you start things like that, that's when you start relationships off on the right foot and you're giving it the 100% best chance of lasting for the long term, right? Is every client going to hang around with you for years? No, they're not. But you're giving it the absolute best chance, and you're going to give yourself the best chance of maxing out that LTV when you sell the right way. Things are moving this way more and more and more and more and more, and you either get on with it, like get on board with it, or, it's going to be challenging. Okay, so it starts with how you sell. First and foremost. The second thing is how you work with your clients, right? We're in this world right now. People are obsessed with AI, automation, scaling with, thousands of clients. And my recommendation is you go smaller and go more intimate, right? Build a lean book of 50 to 100 dream clients who you work with for the long term, right? Like what I'm describing here, max that out. And then, you can replenish it as they drop in. You can charge accordingly. You can charge more for a more intimate experience and give them more tailored, personalized and bespoke coaching, right? Grow with them, have a clear plan, all these kind of things, right? And what happens here is fewer clients, better results, means you can charge more. Your marketing becomes better because the results feed back up into your marketing collateral, right? It makes selling easier. Again, lowers costs, people stay longer, and it creates this positive flywheel instead of this shit show up here, right? Very, very different dynamic, okay? So look at how you're working with people and think, is my model optimized to even work with people long term, right? Is it set up in a way that they want to stay with me for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? I'm not there yet, but it'll happen. Okay, so that's the second thing. And then just a couple of points on how you retain people, right? Painting a clear picture of the plan that you're going to work on together is key. That's including the first time you sell to them and every subsequent time that you sell to them, because that's what you have to do. You have to essentially resell people, right? Now, the more the relationship develops, the easier that reselling process becomes, right? And you definitely don't need long calls or anything like that. It's a super quick DM conversation. It's like, what are we going to crack on with? Are we going to do it kind of, do you want to implement that together? Build a bit of a picture of what you're going to work on together, and then you rock and roll. If you've done everything before that correctly, it's easy, okay? Be clear on what comes next, and then ask them if they, want to keep working on that with you. So paint that picture, and you got to grow together, right? Like you need to keep growing, right? I'm constantly trying to, I've dropped another 22,000 into my own education, mentorship, coaching this month to level up across a couple of areas, some internal stuff, some external stuff, some strategic stuff, some higher level stuff. And my clients get the best of all of that. They get all of that trickled down. You've just got to keep growing, plain and simple. If you think that you can stagnate out and people are going to want to be around someone who's like content and comfortable and done growing, you're kidding yourself, okay? Become a profit center for your clients, right? There's this self-milking cow analogy. I had a mentor named Travis who kind of coined this term, or at least I think he didn't coin the term itself, but in this context. And it's like when you've got clients paying you, 4 figures per month per client, right? And we still do PIFs, we still do pay in fulls. It's just, there's a lot more opportunity when people understand pricing strategy, which we can talk about in other videos. It's very easy for you to become a profit center, right? If I've got someone who's paying me $2,000 a month and they've got a 5K offer, or if they've got a 10K offer, we make one sale, like one extra sale, we're a profit center, right? Obviously we aim to do much more than that, but that's what it's talking about. Become a profit center such that it's a no-brainer that people want to hang around. Like why wouldn't I want Jacob and his team in my back pocket if I'm running a campaign, if I'm doing a rebrand, if I'm creating a new offer, if I want him to look over my content ideas. We've put up significant results that are quite unique in this industry. And if you structure up your pricing right and you can become a profit center for your clients, they'll want to hang around. Okay. And so tying into that is drop the PIF obsession. Yeah, we like paying fulls as well, right? But there's plenty of other ways to do it. And there's this whole myth in the industry. It's like, if you've got people on monthlies, like it's not real money and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, no, I get it. Like I'm an accountant. I understand how finances work, but good clients pay on time every month. You're probably selling to shitty clients. And that's my point up here. It all starts with how you sell. The people that are talking about this, they're doing this. They're trying to apply shitty sales process and probably a shitty delivery system, and then wondering why their clients don't stick around. There's always reasons, okay? So I would encourage you to reflect on these few things if you want to be able to work with your clients more long-term. Look at if you're doing any of this and you need to, make a big shift, okay? A couple of action items, all right? One, look at restructuring your offer to build monthly recurring revenue each month. This will increase the dollars that you've got locked in on the first day of each month, okay? And what this means is that your business is going to compound month on month instead of starting over from zero every single month. If you want my help with this, you can send me a message on Instagram and I'll send you the details about Inner Circle and we can work together and restructure up your flagship offer, your flagship coaching offer so that it's building MRR, okay? Restructure your delivery so you can work more intimately with your clients. The funny thing is most people don't have time to work with their clients because they're either on strategy calls all day or they're trying to manage a big team of setters and closers. And so they've got no time to work with their clients, which means the results suffer and it creates that negative spiral that we were talking about. When you change the way that you sell, instantly your calendar is clear. You can put a lean team in to help with like maybe some conversations here and there. You've now got a whole clear calendar. All you really have to do is create content and work with your clients. And when you work with your clients and get them better results, that creates the content for you, right? You let the business fuel the content. It creates this positive feedback loop instead of that negative feedback loop we're looking at before. So find a way that you can work more intimately with your clients. And if you don't have the time, restructure the business so that you do, because it makes everything better. Okay. Stop selling to people who aren't ready, right? Build a more robust middle of funnel content system, YouTube videos, podcasts, all of your social media platforms, longer form written content, email, all that kind of stuff. Warm people up with value, testimonials, education on who you are, and only sell to them when they're ready to go. If someone reaches out to you and you've said, I only want to work with people who are at this level, don't stop bending on your boundaries. Stop bending on who you actually want to work with. Send them some assets, let them go do their thing, and then they can come back to you when they're good to go. And yeah, they might go pay somebody else. But I can tell you, bad clients ruins the vibe in your mastermind. It'll ruin the vibe in your business. Okay, so just stop taking them on. All right, play the long game, grow your top of funnel daily, let your middle of funnel nurture at scale, and then connect and convert one-to-one, but use leverage marketing assets in the sales process. All right, you got to have a long-term focus. And it's going to get drawn out, right? Like people are taking time to make purchasing decisions. So you either fight that and keep doing this, churn and burn bullshit, or you lean into it and realize that this is the way things are going, and you build a world where people sell themselves. Okay? It's going to happen. You have to get there. Keep refining your craft and market value proposition. Keep getting better and better at what you do, and paint the picture of where you're going with your clients, and then bring them along for the ride. Okay, there's a fair bit in that, but that's it in a nutshell. These are things that I do day in and day out. This is how we sell. This is how we deliver. This is how we work with our clients. This is what this is what we preach. And the results speak for themselves. This isn't normal in this industry. Second year working with us, third year working with us, no sales calls, no new clients, 25 G's business locked in a day. That's it in a nutshell. So I think there's a lot of people in the industry that need to see this. They need to change the way they operate, and when they do, cool shit can happen. Okay. Message me on Instagram if you want details about the inner circle. We can work together on, if you're say 5 to 15, 20K and you want to push up to 30, 40, 50 in your coaching business. If you're already clocking like 30, 40, 50K months, but you want to get off the phone without having to hire a big team of setters and closers so you can sell via chat, let me know. My clients and I have done millions in chat sales in the coaching space, up to 50K deals, not just like little. Some people are like, I do chat sales. And it's like, yeah, you haven't done more than $2,000. We've done 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K. It's about this down here, that middle of funnel. When that middle of funnel's dialed, easy, just flows through, right? So you can message me. We can help get you off the phones. If you're rocking up good numbers, 20, 30, 40, 50, but every month you're starting from zero and you want to restructure things up to be building MRR. So you've got 10, 20, 30K locked in day one of each month. You don't have to sign new clients. Right, and you can get into running that smaller book of clients, so you can work more closely with people and create that positive compound effect. Ping me over on Instagram. I'll send you the details for Inner Circle. And if you fit a couple of parameters, we'll get you in. We'll rock and roll, and you may just decide you want to hang around for a couple of years because we have a lot of fun. Appreciate you hanging out with me in this one. Talk to you soon. Cheers.